I hope you were as much fun on that dais as you were on your couch.
Oh, my Lord.
The problem with our government really comes down to a simple question.
What do you have a higher opinion of, Congress or dog poop?
Are you stupid?
That is mind-numbingly stupid.
Are the politicians really that stupid?
I just got a note saying I'm at the wrong hearing.
Oh, okay.
Or are they just acting out because the audience is lost?
Would you have a conversation, Mr. Chairman?
I am tired of it.
What if our government stopped working as it should because Americans stopped learning how it's supposed to work, leaving politicians to find more success just taking their cues from reality TV?
And what did the devil do? Turn around and punched me.
But he made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
You really thrived when you were fat and pregnant.
And you know what they say about men with small hands?
Or, as Senator Marco Rubio put it, he's not really a fool, but he played one on TV.
Maybe to make sure his pants weren't wet. I don't know.
When I was doing that, all these networks would cut in live to events they never cut in live before. That sort of conflict drives more ratings. People have figured that out, and that's how they get on television.
Do you regret those insults back and forth, tit for tat?
Yeah, and I said it at the time because it's not who I am, it's not why I ran.
So what Rubio and others are telling us is that maybe we could wipe out much of the foolishness we see in government if we simply taught more government in our schools.
If you were to ask people, who is Mike Pence today? I mean, a lot of young people wouldn't know. Couldn't name the vice president.
In all fairness,
Your name are? Mike Pence. Mike Pence. Yes, sir.
even Pence's barber doesn't know who he is.
Vice President? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, boy.
But that's not their point.
Who is Mike Pence?
Their point is we need more of these students. They want to fix the mess that is politics because they've been taught.
We have to break down our language barrier, and we just have to communicate with each other, and maybe we can fix it.
The legislature committed to civics education years ago by funding Florida's Joint Center for Citizenship. It trains thousands of teachers, and student test scores in civics shot off the charts.
Senator Bob Graham has written this book, which I think...
Yes, former Governor Bob Graham wrote the book on civics and was a driving force in restoring it in our schools.
What people really need to learn, in my opinion, is how can a citizen make government respond to their wishes.
But wait a minute. This is Florida.
I'm the state representative. Okay? You okay? You all right?
Where the legislature has been reeling in scandal.
Dysfunctional. Dishonest.
Inept. So who said our state lawmakers want more citizens engaged in what they do?
Vote these people out.
Last year, the legislature and the governor quietly defunded the state's Joint Center for Citizenship, which trains Florida civics teachers and develops their material. They wiped out the $900,000 in state support for teaching civics.
They just said it in the final deal cutting, which all took place behind closed doors in Tallahassee, that there were other things that were more important than civic education. So it got the axe.
We had to rewind the tape on that to figure out which senator said money for teaching civics had to go. Guess what? It was this guy, Jack Latvala, the Senate budget chief, before he got accused of groping women and quit.
Civics education, where does that rank with opioids? So we have to look at the priorities and make decisions every year based on what the major issues are.
Now Latvala has different issues on his plate, while the program that revived civics education lost all state support. And lawmakers don't appear to be rushing now to bring it back. We'll close with Bob Graham for his thoughts on why.
There is, unfortunately, a core of people in politics who think it's not to their advantage to have the public very well informed. If more people became engaged, maybe there'd be more opponents running against them when they ran for re-election.
Well, the state had been spending around $900,000 a year on civics instruction through the Joint Center. That's a collaboration between the University of Florida and the University of Central Florida. Well, last year, the legislature cut that funding down to $400,000, and then Governor Scott vetoed or wiped out that remaining $400,000, bringing it down to zero. Well, Scott's spokeswoman sent us an email stating that this $400,000 project was vetoed because the University of Central Florida received a total of $555.5 million in the last fiscal year, and the governor felt that UCF had the funding to cover the costs. Now, this year, the House budget provides no funding for this program. The Senate budget would restore $200,000 for civics instruction. We just don't know how the final budget will look. Neither do the lawmakers, so we'll continue to track that. Meanwhile, we've produced a 30-minute special on the growing dysfunction in government, including rigged districts and broken promises and race card politics. You'll find it on our YouTube channel. Search for Craig Patrick's Money, Power, and Politics and click subscribe at the top of the page. You'll also find our We the People segments and prior shows you may have missed.